Hello everyone and welcome back to another World of Tanks video. In today's video we're gonna preview the tier 9 heavy Chinese vehicle, a double barrel heavy tank from China. Who would have expected this, guys, right? Of course this tank comes with the lunar boxes, guys, which we're gonna get. So without further ado, let's get stuck into some statistics of the tank and then play a couple of battles and create our own opinion about this tank. So armor of this tank, guys, I can show you here. Armor of this tank is pretty interesting, I could say. Pretty interesting armor overall. You do have a weak spot here which can be penetratable, of course, from tier 10 and higher. Even some tier 9 can penetrate this weak spot. Not to mention there is a couple of pixels here which is obviously not going to be that easy to penetrate. So I could say this tank is a hold down monster. Maybe. Looking into the turret's armor here, it has a 150mm of armor, and oh boy, it looks pretty interesting. I could say it does look pretty interesting. Depends on the angle of the tank, right? It does have two cupolas, easy penetratable, and if you try to side scrape with this tank, well, you will actually have to expose your tracks. So this tank does have quite some armor, but looking to the side scraping, the tank will take quite some easy shots. So this tank has a 440 alpha damage with an average penetration of 260 if I'm not mistaken. 249 here is not that accurate, most likely. I would say not too bad reload time and a decent aiming time as well, with the dispersion of 0.33, which is a little bit, well, not that great. Average damage per minute around 2.5. Once again, I'll show you the setup which I have in just a bit. As I said, whole armor is obviously paper, but the turret armor, if you manage to play this tank hold down and if you manage to get a little bit of gun depression with it, mentioning about the gun depression, it should be where it should be. Gun depression of the tank being -8, and you have an elevation angle of 20 degrees, which is pretty interesting as well. So as I said, if you do manage to get this tank into a hold down position, kind of, even though you have those cupolas, you might be lucky to get some bounces and so on and so forth. Top speed of this tank 34, which is a little bit slow. I might as well just change for the turbo. I just realized now. With the boosters, oh wow. So, along with the double barrel tank, right? Along with the double gun, to say it like this, you do have a boosters as well, which is pretty interesting as well. Holy moly. Yes, indeed. You do have 10 boosters by the looks of it. So yeah, pretty interesting, I would say. We're gonna have to check that out in the battle and see how everything goes. Okie dokie, so I'm thinking, and I will actually play with the turbo. I went straight on with the bond equipment. I really want to see capabilities of this tank and get a couple of good battles, see if that's possible. I went to the vertical, with the improved ventilation, vertical stabilization, guys, and also the turbo here as well. Of course, consumables, large repair kits, and let's rock and roll, boys and girls. This tank is going to be interesting. Double gun, boosters as well. Let's see. I'll see you in the battlefield, guys. And we are back, guys, with one of my favorite maps for heavy tanks, mostly, especially for the heavy tanks, which has a lot of gun depression, like Blackrock. Yes, I would love that map, all the time with the Blackrock. But unfortunately, obviously, this is not the case. Okie dokie. Speed-wise, it feels kind of interesting. Okay, so you definitely kind of need booster bond turbo on this tank, most likely. If you don't have bond turbo, just obviously use something else here. Holy moly, that's actually a little bit big, right? A little bit of, oh yeah, that's a big map right there. Let's put it like this. Go. So yeah, pretty decent speed, but you gotta use the turbo, because otherwise it won't be that great, I suppose. You can go with the doubles here as well. I'm gonna start slowly because I do not know how the tank works. I do not know. Well, that's alright, that's okay. Nothing too special, nothing too crazy so far. Not everyone spotted. May I spot someone over there? Okay, gun depression feels okay on this side mostly. Oh. Can we go with the double? Oh, yes we can. Wow, pretty good accuracy, not gonna lie. And that was thunder shots. Not bad. It's gonna be a very interesting tank on the battlefield, guys. I should have not shot that one, because then I just get a very long reload time, unfortunately. But that's okay. Can we get a shot into the E75? Maybe yes, maybe not. And yes, we can, of course. Beautiful. Probably could have get the double on him as well. Not too bad, not too bad. I think the armor of this tank is pretty decent. Where's Luke? It looks pretty decent. Not going to lie. I wonder. I don't want to shoot the tiger, but then I know if I peek, I'm probably gonna regret it. Tricky. Tricky one. Tricky one. Do I really want to peek? That's alright, that's okay. I bet he wasn't really happy about it. What am I supposed to do right now? Unfortunately, my team is losing. We do have an ISU in the back. I could as well just literally switch towards the gold. How much penetration with the gold? We have 300mm of penetration, which is not too bad. 1000 shell velocity. Talking about the APs right there, 1082 shell velocity, pretty decent. I'm gonna peek on this guy, I'm gonna peek and kill him. There you go. That's alright, cool, beautiful. I would love my team not to lose too many hit points right there. Once again, I'm more concerned about the VZ sitting in the back right there. I think I should change a little bit my position. I could pull back. Be the wisest decision would be to literally pull back. No damage by that guy. It's okay. I wonder, can I penetrate that guy in the turret? I mean, I do have 300mm of penetration, so I do. You can see my cupolas 100%. Doesn't look too bad. We do have HP difference. I mean, we're having extra HP, which is not too bad whatsoever. There you go, that guy is taking off from the team. Maybe the best thing would have been to still push in right there. What if I go for the ISU? What if I actually go for the ISU, guys? Let's move into the light tank move here. Right, okay, buddy. It's fine. That was interesting. So I do not have... Oh, I do. Everything is down. I thought for a second that I didn't set up anything. Well, I did not set up anything by the looks of it, so... Very greedy people, man. I think they want to go for the new tank. Yep, they do indeed. Not today, mate, not today. And mistake has been done. So yeah, no more. Once again, we are winning by the looks of it. There is a nice HP difference. Not bad, not bad. It's okay, my man. The VZ is really close, and this guy is like very special. You know, the syndrome of shooting new tanks. I think he's gonna peek again. Pay attention. Although I don't want to shoot because... There you go. I knew it. I just didn't want to waste my double, to be fair with you. Yeah, I can't say damage-wise we did anything too special or too crazy this battle. Quite unfortunate, but that's okay. Should I try the double here? Quite. Boom. Yeah, gun looks pretty good. The aim is not too bad. I mean, 2 point something is obviously not that bad whatsoever. There you go. So ours. AVR is literally in my left. It's pretty okay, my man. Once again, he could have shot many other tanks, by the way. But shooting new tank is like way much more rewarding by the looks of it. Pretty funny, I would say. And we are back, boys and girls. We managed to get 3.3k damage, 4 kills. What about credits income here? 131,000 credits, which is not too bad, considering we actually haven't put any boosters whatsoever. So yeah, pretty good, decent battle. Well, considering it was a tier 8 matchmaking and a good map, no RT, that wasn't the greatest. But I mean, who knows? Let's try another battle and see how it goes. Alright then, guys, we're back with AB this time, second battle. Let's see what we can do in this one. Hopefully we get a good result here. Hopefully we get to know what exactly this tank is able to do. We're gonna go on the left side for the heavy line. We are once again in tier 8 matchmaking, pretty good. Not gonna lie, there's no RT whatsoever to actually interrupt us from farming shenanigans. But once again, first of all, we have to get to the positions which we need. Quite unlucky, this boosters are actually like 4 seconds long, which is not necessarily the greatest, I would say. Doesn't get you too fast. They're kind of moving you a lot bit, like a couple of meters in front. That's pretty interesting for a tier 9 which has a double barrel gun and also boosters as well along together, which is pretty insane in my opinion, if you ask me. But let's get another booster, and as you can see, it doesn't get me too far, and keep in mind I have the turbo on. And yeah, I think it's not necessarily that fast, is it? I forgot to mention, so a piece has 182 shell velocity with 245 millimeters of penetration, which is not the best, not the worst for a tier 9, but once again, it's a Chinese vehicle after all, so we're just gonna have to take it as it is. Boom. Beautiful shot right there. Nice. Can do a little bit of farming here. And I see your Capola. Boom. Beautiful. Okay. Tank can actually hit a little bit whenever the RNG works, I suppose. Beautiful shot right there again with the AP. I mean, 285 millimeters of penetration is not too bad whatsoever for his Capola, which is quite big, massive at all as well. We could also just lose some gold. I think we are losing a little bit the other side of the map. It kind of needs to die, and he will die. That's alright, I'm not gonna even bother shooting him. This guy bothers shooting me, isn't it? Am I getting pushed? My man, do not push the boy. Okay, I did not expect that shot to miss, but I suppose that's fine. Nice one. Alright, Switchy. And now let's go for the boosters as well. Can't believe I missed the double. We don't talk about that. It's okay. Once again, boosters doesn't feel like they're the greatest. It does give you a little bit of a speed, but not the greatest speed whatsoever. So just keep that in mind as well. And not to mention, I mean, we have the Bond Turbo after all, so you would expect to have a little bit more speed, I suppose. It's not the case. There you go, my man. Poor guy. I really thought he's gonna reach that position where he's safe and everything. Well, doesn't really happen, does it? Four more boosters, which is once again not the greatest stuff whatsoever. I really feel like this tank is a little bit slow, I suppose. It's a Chinese vehicle after all, let's get real. Nonetheless, gonna get into the middle, another booster, and switch to the standards. We don't need gold. I don't think it's actually worth to shoot the doubles. You're running away. Bye Tootsie. Once again, turbo battle, and sadly, you can't really see the strength of the tanks. Battles like this, you gotta play against some tier 10s, I suppose. It's not the case whatsoever. That was my bad. That was literally my bad. I'm recording this battle after a night shift, guys, so I assume, you know, some of my shots are just, you know, laughable, but that's what it is. We just gotta take it as it is. Okay, you cannot really snapshot, and he literally penetrated me quite easy in the, well, obviously, lower plate, so it's not a big surprise whatsoever. Alright, let's get to the Scorpion, and let's see, can I get a shot? Yeah, well, Mr. E just got the shot before us, but nonetheless, I'll see you on the post-game stats, boys. And we're back, guys, with the post-game stats here. We got 3.1k damage, not good for a tier 9 heavy tank. Nonetheless, fair enough, maybe I was just unlucky. It was just another turbo battle, unfortunately, so we couldn't get much damage. I do feel like the speed of the tank is not the greatest, and you know, the turbo is a little bit I mean, 4 seconds on the turbo is not greatest whatsoever, but either ways, I think we're gonna leave it with these 2 battles, guys. Nothing too special so far. I will have to play it more on the stream and see how the battles actually works with this tank when we get towards you know, like higher tiers, like the tier 10, tier 11s as well. But overall, from these 2 battles, I can tell you for sure that I am not really enjoying the speed of the tank. I was expecting a little bit more considering it has boosters, but yeah, not too bad whatsoever. It has a little bit of armor, gun looks good, DPM is kind of, you know, meh, and it's just, after all, you know, another Chinese vehicle heavy tank, but interesting stuff, a double barrel tank, and also boosters nonetheless. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the battlefield, and you're gonna see live stream for this tank on the day of the release of the announcement. Nonetheless, guys, we will be playing more battles on the live stream, and join me on Twitch if you haven't already, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Until then, guys, have a wonderful day. See you soon. Bye.